Hi, you guys, and thank you so much for tuning in to our Wednesday edition chat. Thank you for being patient in my stalling of the training video. Work is a little crazy today, but here we are working our businesses, right, in the nooks and crannies. So better late than never. We'll just jump in. I wanted to touch on something that I was really inspired by this week. I've been making a really good effort, I feel like, to encourage not only you guys, but be better myself about watching training videos and listening to calls and things like that. And Kelly Lee, in her Diamond Dream Builders page, if you guys aren't a part of that, I'm happy to add you. She does a Sunday night call every week, and this week was awesome. It was a quick 25-minute recorded voice call. So, I just sat down the other night and took some notes. And so I kind of wanted to bring that info to you guys. Most of you, or I know a couple of you, have listened to it and may or may not have taken notes, but there's a couple of things that I really wanted to emphasize. She went through a lot of information on this call, but I wanted to delve a little deeper in some of the things that she did talk about. So the whole topic was, this just isn't working for me. Referring to Plexus Business, obviously. And I feel like a lot of us feel this way at some point. We get started, we get our welcome pack, we're really stoked. We're on a bunch of, training calls in the very beginning. We talk to our upline and sponsor, and we friend a million people on Facebook. And then what? We feel kind of lost. We feel like, we had this lottery ticket right in our hands, and we sort of fall off. And aren't sure how to proceed. So I want to bring some truth and some light to the information that she brought, because it's a pretty real issue. A lot of us feel stuck at some points, and it's good to know how to get through those places. So I'm going to go over some reasons why we feel like our businesses aren't working for us. Number one, I'll touch on, and this isn't something that Kelly talked about, but one of the things that I find is that we feel lost because we're overwhelmed, and there's just so much information out there. We don't really know where to start. And that's obviously, why your upline and your sponsor and your upper genealogy are there, is to assist you and kind of guide you and point you in the right direction. Point 1B being one of the points that she just jumped right in and talked about. She put it like this. When you join Plexus, it's kind of like buying a lottery ticket. You get a scratcher and you're like, okay, cool, maybe there's a 1% chance that I might win $5, whatever the odds are. I don't know. But we feel really excited and really lucky once we get our welcome pack. Start going over a success kit. Then we start feeling kind of lost because of whatever reason, but a lot of us get discouraged because we start reaching out and people start telling us no. So we reach out to our best friend, and best friend says, I don't really have the money right now, but it seems kind of cool. It'd be kind of fun to do with you later, maybe. Okay, well, that's not a no. So we're like, not really, discouraged, but kind of. So we moved to Mom. We're like, Mom, I really want you to join my team. You really like the products, right? She's like, yeah, but, I'm really busy with work, and whatever it is, whoever we talk to, we always get no's, right? I want to put it like this, and analogies really speak to me. So I do like this one. With this whole lottery ticket scenario, we find that when we get lost and when we don't have direction, we tend to want to throw that lottery ticket away instead of, say, you get your scratcher and you win a free ticket. Obviously, hopefully we're going to go redeem that scratcher for another ticket and maybe another chance. I'm not a gambling person, but, bear with me. It's an analogy, okay? So we go back, we take the ticket, we get another one. So here's your third round. Your third round, you either get a no or you win some sort of cash. Point being, you guys, is that no matter how many no's you get, no matter how frustrated you are, that's not a sign that you should give up. It's a sign that we need to dig a little deeper, find out what isn't working, because there's so much in the whole troubleshooting realm that we could be doing to get you your yes. Rita Davenport is one of my favorite motivational speakers out there. She's hysterical. She's super Southern, has a really great sense of humor. If you guys haven't quote unquote met her online, she actually spoke at convention this year, and she had the whole audience of almost 12,000 of us rolling. She's absolutely great. But she kept saying this when she spoke. She said, if it was easy, it would be sleazy. And that's totally applicable to our businesses. None of this is going to come easy. We all have these grandiose ideas. We see our leaders promoting and doing all of these awesome things, like getting their Lexuses and getting their free trips to Kona. You know, that's all over Facebook right now. All the Juuls are getting their invites to Kona. And, you know, however long we've been in this business, it can be a little discouraging that we're not at the level, or rank that we quite want to be at this far into the game, however long that's been. So just remember, if it was easy, that means it would be sleazy. It doesn't come easy, this business. And if it did, you know, as you rank up or as you achieve the goals that you've set for yourself, those milestones and those achievements wouldn't be as fruitful, and they wouldn't feel as sweet if we didn't have the challenges along the way. Just like anything in life, honestly, it's just not limited to Plexus. So reason number 1B is really that we expect too much, and we expect too much too soon. And that's not to say that it's not possible to achieve all your hopes, all your dreams in the first 30 days, because it's true, and Plexus supports that, because, and it's evident really by the fact that they've set up, you know, Fast Track Gold or Fast Track Senior Gold, Fast Track Ruby. People have done it, you guys. So obviously it is possible, but we tend to overestimate what's possible at the beginning, and dramatically underestimate what's possible in the long term. A conversation that I was having with one of our teammates this week was about how bad I am about having, you know, future, like a sight set on the future. I'm not good about having long-term endurance. And this particular person is good at that. So it was really cool exchanging information and exchanging tips with her, because I'm really good at breaking things down into small little chunks. When you do that, it makes things feel more tangible, more achievable. But the fact that I'm good at that means that I need help on the opposite end of that I need help building my belief and having endurance and getting to my long-term goals. So just remember that almost all of us at some point will overestimate what's possible in the beginning, and grossly and dramatically underestimate what's possible in the long term. So just remember that. Number 2, we expect too much in the proportionality to how much work we have to put in, if that makes sense. Hopefully that sounds like English. But I want you guys to think this way. If your goal ultimately, or so say your goal ultimately is Emerald, that's awesome. I want that too, so badly, for everyone on this call. I want that for myself. But you know, everybody, it sounds awesome to say, I want to be Diamond someday. But also we need to realize realistically what that means. That is literally building a team of thousands, you guys. And that takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of effort. That didn't happen overnight. For some, it kind of seems like in the grand scheme of things it did, because we have a Sapphire, we have Diamonds that did it in less than a year. Again, it is possible. It's not impossible to achieve big, crazy, wild goals in a short amount of time. But a lot of us expect it to happen in a really short amount of time. Ask yourself this. Are you showing up to your business every single day, or are you that employee that's sitting and chatting at the water cooler about what you want to do? It's so easy to fall in that latter category, you know, talking about wanting to be Emerald, talking about how cool it is that, you know, your leaders have gone to Kona, or that you're under this person, or you reached out to 2 people or 3 people or 5 people or 10 people, 12 people, whatever, in 1 week. That is awesome. but talking isn't going to get you any further. Are you that person who shows up, digs deep, goes to the next level, and really, really puts in the work, puts in the, blood, sweat, and tears? Or are you the person that just sits around and talks? That's a rough question to ask. Because as a leader, especially, like, I'm really new to being a leader, you guys, and I'm not very good at it yet, but I am working at it. Every day I'm trying to read something new and make myself better so that I can lead you guys to your goals. But that means committing even on the days that you don't want to commit. And that's not just leadership. That is, bringing this idea and these products and this opportunity to the people that love you and who you care about. Also ask yourself this: would you hire you? My answer a year ago would have absolutely been no. Not in this business. Heck no. Because I didn't know what I was doing. Until we are trained the proper way, the way we need to be trained to get to our goals, the answer may or may not be yes. But that, again, is why I'm here. That's why Jen Brett's here. That's why Emily's here. That's why you guys have sidelines. Some of you are really good at one thing, and some of you guys are really good at others. That's why it's really important for you guys to find a partner, link arms, and just run. I'm not always super available, and I feel bad because I work so much, but that's why you guys exist, to be each other's support systems. But think about that. Would you hire you? If the answer is no, we need to find out why. Why wouldn't you hire you? Why wouldn't you be a good employee for someone like you as a leader? I want to talk about this too. You can work your business an hour or two a week. That's super part-time and totally cool if that's all you want to accomplish. That is fine. I'm not judging at all. That's how I started out too in the very beginning. I feel like that's how a lot of us, want to start working more, is working into it slowly. If you want to work an hour or two a week, please do it. That means that you're working your business at all. That's amazing. But you can't just work it sometimes. Now that may seem contradictory. I had to listen to that idea a couple of times, but really think about it. If you put in an hour or two a week, maybe that's 15 minutes over, I know that this isn't going to add up, but maybe it's 15 minutes over the course of like 3 or 4 days. At least you're making a routine for yourself. But you can't just work it, do one post today and one post a week and a half from now and, get really bummed out when people don't reach out to you. So keep those things in mind. Our daily choices is what reflect what we expect from our business. And what really our downlines are being trained to do. If I was a leader that went out and, was telling you guys like, oh yeah, go and reach out to these people at Java Juice in line, like keep your ears open, whatever, pass out your business cards, and I wasn't doing it, that'd be crappy. Like, that would be the worst, actually. You guys have probably had bosses in the real world, quote unquote, that, are kind of representative of do what I say, not as I do. I hate that. I don't want to ever be that person. So please hold me accountable if I ever get like that. If you see me slacking, please crack the whip, because we're a team and that's why we're all here together. But if you aren't day to day putting in the effort, then there's no way that you're going to achieve those wild, crazy, insane goals. Number 3. Are you going to accept no at face value? Never take no personally, you guys. I know, well, let's put it like this, okay? So if you're really only talking to 2 people, if you really only have 2 potentials and one says no, no is going to feel like bricks falling on your head. I don't ever want you guys to feel like that, because no is never personal, like ever, ever, ever. And most of the time, no actually isn't no, but that's another call for another time. But just know that it's going to feel a lot weightier if you're only talking to 2 or 3 people at a time. If you are spreading yourself over, the course of, so say your DMO includes reaching out to 5 new people every day, 10 new people every day. Excuse me, I just had dinner, so if I keep burping, I'm really sorry. If your DMO includes, reaching out to 5 or 10 people every single day, that's like 25 to 50 people a week, right? If you're working your business actively for 5 days, the no's are not going to feel so harsh. They're not going to feel as frustrating. So that is just, encouragement for you guys to work your businesses a little bit harder so that the no's, you have a little bit of cushion, you have a little bit of insurance that the no's aren't going to feel as crazy. Another analogy, because I love story time. When you're all, you're out at dinner and the waitress comes around and she's pouring coffee, or the waitress comes around and she's like, okay guys, so it's dessert time, what do you all want? And you're like, no, I probably should pass, like I'm good, or like deny the cup of coffee once or twice. The waitress is still going to make her rounds, you guys. She's still going to come around. You're eventually going to lift your hand off of your cup of coffee, or take, you're going to see that someone ordered that awesome chocolate mousse across the way, and you're going to want some because you see your friend getting some chocolate mousse and that chocolate mousse looks really good. Or, you realizing that you're going to be there because the conversation's really rolling and you want that cup of coffee. So you're going to say, yeah. Same thing applies to your business. That is why it is so important, you guys, to keep reaching out. You are never going to feel like you're never going to look like a monster to anybody if you reach out in a genuine, caring way. If you keep following up, like we talked about in previous training calls, it is vital to your business that you are tenacious with your reaching out and your following up. It takes 5 to 12 times for someone to say yes. That is a long time, especially if you're going a couple, 2, 3, sometimes 4 weeks between follow-ups. That can mean 6 months or a year down the road, then you get your yes. But the more you reach out, the more people, the wider you spread yourself in talking to your audience and your potentials, the more yeses you're bound to get. So always remember that waitress analogy, you guys. The more you circle, the more consistent you are about posting and about reaching out and, spreading yourself over your audience as an umbrella. The wider you spread yourself, the more people you're going to include in that umbrella. This stuck with me. I got chills actually when Kelly was talking about this, and I actually made a graphic. It took me way too long because I am not good at technology, but I did it and I was so pumped about it. But this quote I made as my background on my phone, you guys. And here it is, without further ado. I'm going to read it because I have obviously not memorized it. You have to give before you have the permission to ask. You cannot expect to reach out to someone and expect them to be like, oh my gosh, where is your link, girl? I need to order immediately. Sometimes that's going to happen. Very rarely will it. But it might. But just know that you have to invest in the people that you're talking to if you expect to get a return in that investment. So write that down. I'm going to say it again because it literally is that. Those words are just full of glitter. Like it sparkles, it shines, it is so big and so bright. You guys need to internalize it, put it on a Post-it, write it on your freaking mirror. I don't know, but make it part of your life. Here it goes. You always have to give before you have the permission to ask. Whoa, that is awesome. Always keep pouring into people. They are not going to want what you want, or they're not going to want what you have until they have a reason to. A lot of people join us in this business as, teammates or ambassadors on your team, or they're going to buy the product that you're representing when they see that they should have it. And a lot of that comes from them kind of, for lack of a better description, like look up to you in a way or want what you have, whether that's, your health journey or your financial findings with this company. As soon as they see your, success or consistency or any of that, that's when they're going to want to know a little bit more. But they're going to take it one step further when you give to them what they haven't gotten from somewhere else. This is exactly and precisely the reason why our corporate people didn't sell to GNC or Vitamin Shop or any of those, because they wanted to give the products a story. And what better way to do that than to pay us generously to give us an awesome discount, to buy these products, be a product of the product. That way we can pour into people in ways that otherwise these customers and these ambassadors wouldn't be able to experience this otherwise. Talking about persistence, it pays off for the people you share your products and opportunity with, but know this, you have to add value to the people that you invite. Persistence is awesome, but completely put that in the back of your mind until you do add value to the people that you're reaching out to your audience. The more exposure that you give your audience, this was another thing I really want to read to you guys, actually, not just kind of wing it. The more exposure and the more value you present, the closer you are to your yes. That is gold. Love that. I'll read it again. The more exposure and the more value you present, the closer you are to your yes. That can look like so many different things. Obviously, your exposure mainly lies in, your network, your online presence. Obviously, it needs to be in person too. Once you get, I don't want to say once you get comfortable with it, but once you kind of get there, I want that to be now for you guys. I know it's scary, so it can't be. Sometimes it has to be on your timing, but the more your audience, whether that's close friends or family, or the strangers that you meet on the street, the more exposure you give to your audience, and the more value you give to what you're doing, you'll get more yeses. So whether that means building your belief to 155 million%, if that means waiting a year, I know it's taken some of my very dear friends to actually really delve in and walk the walk, talk the talk, and really work their business, then do it. Build that belief. Do things every day that get you closer to that. Number 4, you guys, we expect everyone to come to us. This is something that hit home to me too. I talked about this in our last Zoom call briefly, but when I first started with Plexus, I was Plexus vomit all over the place. I was puking product information, talking about it to everybody. I was really excited. I was posting links. And people were coming to me. They loved my story. A lot of women have, hormone imbalances. Most of us do at some capacity, right? So a lot of people don't talk about it publicly. So they were like, man, this really crazy girl posted this really crazy video talking about her really crazy results with this really weird vitamin supplement line. So they wrote me. That was cool for about 6 months. I had a great paycheck for that 6 months, and then it kind of dwindled off. We need to reevaluate at that point. And I only talk about my situation to hopefully bring to light before it gets to the point that you do have to reevaluate your business, because at that point, my business absolutely dropped off. I was up over about, my PV was really good. I don't want to get into numbers. I don't want to seem like I'm bragging, but my PV was awesome. And it was about a quarter what it was after it was awesome. 6 months into it, it dropped to probably 75% less, actually. I was left with almost nothing. And that's because I stopped reaching out. If I was doing it really even in the beginning, which I can tell you truthfully, I wasn't, because I was having so much success with people just coming to me. The only reaching out I was doing was, again, Plexus barfing on people and asking them if they wanted to join my team. And obviously no, because why would they? They don't want to join some Plexus barfer because that's not what they want to be doing. So to bring to light this point, to breathe some life into it, what do we need to be doing so that we stop expecting people just to come to us? We need to invite. We need to extend the invitations. We need to be reaching out. We need to be making people feel special, you guys. Adding value, just like our last point was talking about, making them feel like they are absolutely number one, the number one priority in us doing this is what is all that matters. You're not going to have any success for any long amount or extended amount of time if that isn't your absolute number one priority. They need to feel thought of. Send thank you cards, even if it's just after sending a sample. If you haven't gotten your first sale, that's okay. Send a thank you card after they've told you your feedback. Just write something really quick. It's so personal. Record a voice message if postage, is not in the budget. Record a voice message and say like, hey, I really appreciate your feedback, whether or not it was good, whether or not it was good. Hey, I really appreciate your feedback. Taking the time to tell me what you thought of really was awesome. And send them a link. We went through all the different kinds of follow-up techniques and things, but just making them feel like above and beyond the products, they are what matters to you. Those things will give you major momentum. If you can make I was going to say, if you can make people if you can make people feel like they are the bread and butter of what you're doing, because it is, you guys, if not for them, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have the passion to do what we're doing. You will snowball. Your business will take off and it'll get bigger and bigger and more crazy. Number 5, and we'll wrap it up. Number 5 reason that this business just isn't working is because we don't stay plugged in. And that's simply digging in, reading personal development books, listening to audibles. You guys just sit tight. Corporate has some really awesome things rolling out in the next few months. I don't know exactly. Oh, actually, do I have my notebook? Nope, it's downstairs. Sorry. But they're going to have this resource available to us very soon that we are going to have free access to through a contracted company for audibles, so that they will be completely free. And it's a lot of John Maxwell things. I'm blanking on authors that they named at convention, but this is a resource to take advantage of. If you have a commute, pop it in the radio, or plug the phone in. However, techie people talk about it, but just do it. Listen, read, do the things that build you up as a person. But dig deeper. The more you can develop yourself as a person, the more you'll grow as a human being, and the more you'll grow to be someone that your audience looks up to and looks to for advice on this stuff, because now you are commanding their attention as an expert on this stuff. Watch and listen to calls. I am week by week getting better at this. Last night, Jen and I were talking for an hour. It was an awesome conversation about tons of stuff, but mostly the reason why we talked is setting my DMO officially. And the biggest opportunity that I have is sticking to the same schedule every day that I'm not at work. But I need to carve out time to read and to do these things. Excuse me again, to make myself, to enrich my life. Because if you don't pour into yourself, then no one else is going to be able to. So watch and listen to those calls. I don't make these because my lungs need the exercise. Brian will attest to that. But I do this to grow your guys's, belief and skill set. Our leadership, you guys, is amazing. I want to break this to you. Not everybody's upline is as good as ours. They're just not. I've had so many people that actually I know through the military that Brian's either worked with or whatever, that they've come to me because they've dropped off because their upline has just stopped working the business several levels up. People like Emily and Jen and Celeste and Jen Hawkins and Yvonne and Kelly Lee, people like that just don't exist across the board. There are 450, almost 1,000 ambassadors, and not everybody is as good at pouring into their teams as our upline is. So really take advantage of the resources they have in front of you. You guys, I will say this time and time again until I am blue in the face, because you all need to internalize this too. We have exactly the resources to get to where Celeste Gwynn is. She's our double diamond. If you guys don't know who she is, please find out, number one. Number two, we have the same resources to get where she is. We are starting actually with more resources, better resources than she did, than I did, honestly. Then actually a couple ambassadors on this call have. We started with a packet of information as our success kit when we started like a year and a half ago. The success kit is a gem. Yes, Stephanie, that's what's up. It just wasn't great. In fact, Sheila Medina, our very first, Plexus's very first Emerald Ambassador, before she would go to opportunity meetings, she would literally type some stuff up and print it out on her home computer. There was nothing that she could take, no marketing material that Plexus came out with that she could take with her. It was all homemade. And we have all of this stuff at our fingertips. So dig in, find out your resources, talk to your upline, set up three-way calls. There are so many things, so many tools that are at your fingertips, at our fingertips, that we can make you successful with. If you want to be great at this business, and I will just say this to end us tonight, because I really, I'm fired up about this call. Obviously, I'm hot in the face and my sweating. Also, it's 1,000 degrees here still, you guys. It's in the 90s at, what is it, 9 o'clock probably? 8:30, whatever. Anyway, I will close out with this. And I will say, if you want to be great in this business, no matter where or what that looks like, what area in your life you want to be great at, read into it. There are so many resources Plexus makes available to you. I have 8 million books. I'm like a little library. I'm notorious for sending people my favorite literature. Please, if you want a book, if you need a book, I'm happy to send something to you. I have a full book list in the notes section on my phone. There's one also on R&T Rockstars, as well as my team page. Look stuff up, you guys. There's so much good out there. So much good literature out there, I should say. I will, though, say my favorites so far have been 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell. Pretty much anything by that man will change you. It will build you up, make you feel strong no matter what capacity that means. It will make you a better mom, sister, wife. That was funny to me. I don't know, better worker. It'll just make you good. He has so many different things. And read something from John Maxwell. Do yourself a favor. Also, GoPro by Eric Worre. I will send you guys a copy. Seriously, I have 800 million of them here. I will, please. Actually, I have all of your addresses. If you guys want one, tell me, and I will send one to you. Please, Steph, you got it. I will send one to you. I feel like Oprah. Eric Worre for you. Eric Worre for you. Yeah, I just turned into my own meme. But please, you guys, get your hands. Oh, another one that I really like is Boss Babe. She's the one that came out with Nasty Gal clothing. Don't love her stuff, but that's okay. That's beside the point. She is a rockin' entrepreneur. Love it. I actually, when we were in what beach did we go to at the pier? Santa Monica this past weekend. We passed by her storefront, and I was just super inspired. Meg, you have her book too, Boss Babe? Yeah? No? Yes? No, we don't. Oh, you want Eric Worre. Got it. I will send one to you. She wants one. Got it. Technology, clearly not my strong suit. Clearly it's all of yours. They're better. That's why we're a team. This is great. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to sign off. I'm so overwhelmed and excited about this call. We have 3.5 minutes before it kicks us off for the free edition, because I'm cheap and haven't paid for the paid one. But unmute yourselves if you guys have anything to add. Can you write in the 5 in the page or go over here? Yes, absolutely. I will do that. I will write it out. I'm such a visual person. Would writing it out be better for you? Do you like that idea? I can write it?
I just want to get the main points again.
Can do. I will write it out as soon as I get off this call. Anybody else? Do you have any questions? Do you have anything to add? You guys are amazing. Thank you for jumping on this call later. Work was insane. I love you guys so freaking much. Can I just say really quick? I know that I keep saying that I'm going to let you go, but I keep thinking of little things. I have talked to each one of you this week, and I am overwhelmed with the amount of gumption and the amount of fire that you guys have found recently. I cried to Brian. I know that's a surprise because I'm, pretty emotional person, but I cried to Brian last night because I am so out of my mind proud of everything that you guys have accomplished and are trying to do, and the goals that you've set yourself are insane. I am so excited for our future. Like, you guys have no idea. I want the world for all of you. And if there's anything specifically that I can do to help, please know that I'm here pretty much any hour of the day. Seriously. Just text me, message me, Facebook as something. I'm here. Okay. I love you. Goodbye. Go spend time with your families. I'll see you on Monday.